The CNN app in the Apple App Store has a 1-star review, an average of over 9,000 ratings. And many of you may be wondering, why is it so high? Well, it's because you can't give a 0-star review. Morons on social media are saying that the app has recently been flooded with fake reviews, which doesn't make any sense because how can a fake news app be flooded with fake reviews? Let's take a close look at the reviews because some of them are quite hilarious, but most of them are actually very lengthy and serious, instead of just your typical fake review, which consists of something like "you suck." This guy writes, I downloaded this awful app because I was desperate for news. When I was a kid, both of my parents were crippled and in wheelchairs, and they couldn't afford to buy a newspaper. And even if they could, they were still crippled. One day, I decided to go to a nearby restaurant with some change so I could buy a newspaper. But standing in front of the newspaper dispenser was this strange-looking man. I told him, please excuse me, sir. I'm trying to get a newspaper. He turned around to reveal that he wasn't a man at all. In a frightened voice, it yelled at me, gender is a social construct. I was shocked, and this was the first time I experienced fake news. And I collapsed on the ground and woke up in a hospital. I hadn't heard any news for 20 years, and I thought my illness had passed, so I downloaded CNN because people were telling me how reliable it is. When I opened the app, I dropped my phone, my lungs caved in, and I died. I'm writing this review from heaven, and I'm here with my best friends, Gabe, the dog, and Prince. So I guess everything turned out okay. But if you're allergic to fake news like I was, don't download this app. Many of them are actually very serious, though, and lengthy, like this one. Years ago, I watched CNN thinking it was a moderate and fair source to get my news on subjects at home and abroad. However, during this past presidential race, they became very biased. There have been countless examples of CNN faking live interviews, deceptively editing interviews, and pushing stories that fit their narrative with no proof, such as using unnamed sources. Project Veritas released video footage of CNN associate producers and contributors saying that the Trump-Russia story was a nothing burger, saying that 90% of their coworkers are anti-Trump, and calling the average American voter stupid as bleep. Also, just this past week, they are threatening to dox someone for creating a wrestling gif that showed Trump punching CNN. They said it incited violence, but this is false. And it just goes on and on and on. So these aren't like your, kind of usual fake 1-star reviews just saying that this is a terrible app. These are very serious and very lengthy reviews. Oh, it gets even better though. When I posted a screenshot of the app having a 1-star review, back when it had only 5,000 reviews, then Donald Trump Jr. responded to my tweet saying, I didn't know the App Store had a fake news section. Then this guy, who's the CEO of some media company, blames Donald Trump Jr. and me for, quote, a deliberate attempt to troll and hijack CNN's app ratings. Oh, it gets even better. Then this guy cries to CNN's little Brian Stelter, saying, Brian, this is a big deal. Trolls are polluting Google News, a Facebook newsroom, and now the Apple App Store. Oh, it still gets better. This guy responded saying that he's surprised that it hasn't happened more often. And then the CEO of the media company says, at what point is this aiding and abetting crime against CNN? It's now a crime, apparently, to give the app a 1-star review. Please, CNN, do a story on this. It's already starting to make headlines. The Daily Caller reports CNN plummets to 1-star rating on the App Store after threatening Reddit user. The International Business Time is blaming Trump trolls for a barrage of negative reviews, which tanked the CNN app ratings. It appears that the CNN app in the Android App Store has also been getting a lot of 1-star reviews lately, which leads me to believe that very soon Apple and Google will change the algorithm or delete thousands and thousands of 1-star reviews in order to display fake reviews for the fake news app. And speaking of fake news, get my new You Are Fake News t-shirt. You can get yours by clicking the link in the description below to go to my new online store. I'm Mark Dice, thanks for watching. Subscribe to my channel if you're new and check back here every day for new reports. And I'll see you soon.